I would hum the theme song to Saw, but I'll probably get a copyright claim for that. So I mean, like I said, I'm not being monetized for this anyway, so it doesn't
Should
really
I
matter.
draw little squirrelies? Oh wait, we're gonna
There
get
you go.
I don't know if you can see, but Chris Rock is peering in between us, just giving that look that I absolutely loved in this film. Sarcasm. All right.
Yeah.
Now we all know the Saw franchise, and I'm a huge fan of the very first film. I remember when it came out. That ending, to this day, is like one of my favorite endings in horror because it was just such a twist, where the guy was, the little guy that was doing everything, pulling all the strings, was in the same fucking room with them the whole time.
Yeah.
I loved it.
That was
And
awesome.
and there were a couple of the sequels I enjoyed, and I always liked and I always enjoyed the death sequences and the way that they're killed. But I think like towards the end, even though I think maybe Jigsaw wasn't bad as far as a film, it wasn't the worst. It was a good way to at that point I thought it was ending the franchise. Obviously, long after John Kramer's dead, but in between, like those middle sequels, especially where some of the characters look like each other. The two cops, they
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You remember the characters I'm talking about, right, Kitty?
Yeah.
It was a little.
I
It just
only
got
watched the
confusing.
first two movies.
All right.
I only seen the first two.
The
You're not.
only
You're not
after
I
the
gotta
first,
watch them. I want to watch them over again now.
you don't really
after
have
the
to.
first one, the only movie that I could say definitively that I truly enjoyed is probably one of my favorite ones is the third one with the girl with the curly hair from 90210.
Yeah.
Oh,
After that, I'm good.
the one that played Claire on 90210?
I think you're
Kathleen
right.
Robinson? Yeah.
I think you're right, though. I think after 3 is where it loses me.
Yeah.
Because I think they were all on HBO. One of them, one of the streaming platforms, they had the whole collection.
Probably HBO Max, right?
Yeah,
Is it
so I was
still on
watching
there,
that.
you
I don't
think?
know if they're since still on there. They might have
Yeah.
been taken down.
Which one? Donnie Wahlberg was in what? The second one, right?
He was in a couple of them, actually.
He was
he
in a
was.
couple of them. He was
Okay.
a cop, the cop in a couple
Yeah.
of
I
them.
thought it was the second one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think the second, and I think he makes a cameo in the third, or maybe even the fourth. But
Okay.
yeah, and then that was around the time where the dirty cop that was in the movie with him. I was confusing with the one that was actually good. So like it was just weird. But anyway, let's get to this movie, huh? Okay. So when this was announced, I thought it was a little, it was different. Chris Rock was the star. Obviously Samuel L. Jackson as well is another big name. But I didn't know the direction they were going, because it wasn't a reboot. It was just a story within the franchise, a story within the universe of Saw.
Yeah.
And I think my first impression, especially that very first opening dialogue, James, and I know you
Yeah.
can agree, I thought it was
jokes,
hysterical. Chris
Forrest
Rock
Gump,
talking
yeah.
about Forrest Gump,
Yeah.
that was fucking hysterical.
It was.
Yeah.
And
It's
Chris
funny.
Rock is hysterical. We already know that
He's
about Chris Rock.
Typical Chris Rock, yeah, which was great about it. That's what I love
So
about it.
from a comedic standpoint, yeah, he was great in this film. But
Yeah.
when he had to do serious things, and
And he
that's why
made-
I made fun of that stare.
Dude, yeah.
There were
the
some points in this film I actually wanted to get. There was a better picture, but it would have been covered mostly by us. So it
I
wouldn't
already
matter.
know the picture you talked about.
But it was just a picture of him going like this.
Dude, it looks like he's trying to take a shit.
He does this face way too much in the film. And
Yeah.
it honestly, that's probably one of my, and I know, Kitty, I already know your answer why you didn't really like what you didn't like about this film, but that was probably my biggest pet peeve of this film itself. I didn't mind the ending so much. It was, I saw it coming, but I didn't mind the way it was constructed, and I guess, Kitty, I'll let you go now. What did you think of this film? And because I already know what you're going to say about it. And that's why I wanted to talk about it with you.
Okay. Overall, I like the movie.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Overall, as a movie, I thought it was a good movie. The death scenes were incredible.
They were. Yeah. I thought they were really good.
On
Yeah.
point with the Saw franchise. Thought that was great. But right at I don't know, 30-minute, 40-minute mark, I knew who the killer was.
Yeah.
And at that point, I'm like, okay, I know who the killer is. Please don't let this be the killer. So when the movie ends and that's the killer,
Mhm.
and then you got that whole like 20-minute scene monologue, and it ends that way, and then the father is in that position, I'm like, I'm done. I'm over it. It just totally flipped for me, and that's why I didn't like the movie.
All right. I mean, I did enjoy the movie. My like I said, take Chris Rock's serious performance out. I
Yeah.
thought the movie would have been more solid. The fact that his partner was the one that was in on it. So James and I watched it together. Not as a couple, but we were friends watching it. Separate parts of the couch, no hand holding. But we were
You guys
watching
were
the film.
Netflixing and chilling.
We
Yeah.
were all right. We were sharing the same tub of popcorn. There might have been a hole at the bottom, but besides that, so we're watching the film, and it was the one scene where Max's character, what was it, Detective William? What's his? Anyway, we'll say just the partner. His phone dies, and he needs to borrow Chris Rock's phone. I told James, I was like, he's using that phone for a reason. But I didn't think anything of it. All right, I benefit of the doubt, and they also tried to push Samuel Jackson as the killer. So that was another thing that was looming in my head. It was like, well, where's the fucking father? This is, what's going on? So that was the only reason that was keeping that at bay. But I knew that there was a reason why he took that phone. I just didn't know why. Then when he supposedly dies, but they don't show you his face, that's when I was like, he's fucking killer.
Yeah.
It's him.
The father was like, when he went out and then he disappears, you're like, okay, the father is either dead or in a contraption somewhere. He is not the killer. That was already out of my mind. Then the fucking partner's too damn creepy, okay? It's like, he's the killer. That's it. It's done. It's a done deal.
In fact, they didn't show his face. They didn't show his face when during the death scene. They just showed you the tattoo. I knew that there was a reason for that and whatever. James, I don't want to skip you, dude. What did you think?
Okay. It was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I thought it had a lot of good qualities, but it was also very predictable. Like we said, we knew it was going to be the partner, but in the beginning, it threw me off a little bit. We were led to believe that it might have been Samuel L. Jackson.
Exactly. Yeah, and they did that for a reason. They were trying to put you one way, but usually when a movie puts you one way, it's not that way.
Right. But I mean,
it would have been so much cooler if it was like you thought it was either the partner or the father, and then all of a sudden some random like fucking character of one of the Saw movies just came creeping up and it was them or something. You know what I mean?
Carrie Elves. Carrie
Elwes
with like a sawed off foot, like, you know what I mean? Like it would have been so much cooler.
It would. No, I agree. It would have been a little bit more of a twist, because it was a twist. Now again,
the death scenes were really brutal.
They
did a really good job with that. That put the gore and scariness into it.
The whole candle, the wax scene with that one, I was like, that's just that was good. Like these were different, thought out. They weren't like the Saw death scenes that we're kind of used to. They were kind of more eccentrically clever in a way, and as not as
well thought out,
organized. That's what I kind of liked about them.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool.
As much as I love Chris Rock and I love anything he really does, but to me, it was like he was overacting it. He was overdoing it.
During the serious scenes. I mean, we know Chris Rock is funny. We know Chris Rock as a comedian is hysterical, and I've seen him in other movies. Like I love him in the Adam Sandler movies, Grown Ups.
Yeah, I
absolutely love him. But in the serious tone, with that face that he, like he said, I got a shit face.
He was practicing taking a shit.
I did like that metaphor, that pig puppet for pigs. Yeah, that was a good metaphor.
And that's why I liked and that's what brings me to the very end. I like the fact that the puppet that was used throughout the whole film, pretty much with the strings and the pig with the gun. Right. I like the fact that was actually the very last contraption. I like that flip. James didn't see it at first notice. James didn't understand why they were shooting Samuel Jackson.
Then, he played it back for me, and then I
had to play it back for him. He had a shotgun, which they didn't know. They didn't know that he wasn't controlling it.
Right.
I love that twist, and I love
that was really good. That was
Max
really well.
This to Chris Rock before the elevator shuts, because he did that to him as a kid.
Yep.
So that is why when it just the callback to the very beginning of the film, I even though I knew who the killer was, I was still at the end. I didn't mind the ending at all. I thought it was pretty cool.
I mean, it was a good concept. It was a good. I think it just landed a little hard for me. I think that's why it kind of just took a turn, and I was just like, all right, I'm a little. I got a bad taste in my mouth now. But it was good, you know. And
What
I
was
love
your favorite?
bats.
What were your guys? I'll let you go around around. What was your favorite death kill? The contraption. What was your favorite death scene?
I gotta say, my favorite is the one in the beginning with the subway. I love that part.
Okay, yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah,
I thought
that was cool.
So sick.
That was.
I still think it's the one with the detective and the candles because it was just like
Marisol Nichols.
Yeah. But then I also
that was brutal too.
Yeah, I also do like when is it this movie though when they're all in the they're all in that room together.
I don't think there's a group kill in this one.
Wasn't there a group kill in this one?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't remember.
With that annoying blonde girl.
You might. I honestly, I don't know. You could be right, but I don't remember.
I honestly don't remember that.
My favorite, one of my favorite death scenes. I do agree. I do like the wax pouring on Marisol Nichols.
That was
I
brutal.
do, but I like the glass shooting at the guy, just coming out of that machine, just tearing.
Oh
because Chris Rock is trying to save him, and he's getting hit in the back with shards of glass. He's got it in his face.
Yeah,
I actually like that scene. I think that's
probably his name. Pete, right? He's going Pete.
Yeah.
I think you even mentioned it to me. You said, Joe, you had mentioned you didn't like that one girl screaming a lot. You said she was a bad actress.
I'm trying to remember who you're talking about. Is it Zoe Palmer or is Kara? I'm trying to remember the scene now because
I don't know if it was a group kill then. It was just that one girl who was just being really freaking annoying. Maybe I'm just confusing movies.
Well, because all cops were killed in this film. Nobody innocent was killed. It was all cops, and there was a reason they were killed. So
okay, then maybe I am confusing movies. Yeah, it was all cops.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember something.
I'm trying to remember who. No, because it was anybody that really wronged. It was everybody that wronged Chris Rock because that was this guy's way of giving thanks to him for basically.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. There was one because I know there was a really cool. Maybe I'm just confusing movies.
It was the partner's father that had the altercation with Samuel L. Jackson's character in the beginning of the movie. Yeah, and that's how it got to that point.
Yeah, no, I know. I don't
Samuel L. was great. He's great in anything he's in. He's
Samuel Jackson's great
character actor, very good method actor.
And also the dialogue between the two, where he's like, we never go. He goes, "Well, you hungry?
You hungry? You hungry, motherfucker?"
Well, I'll take you out for dinner. And I did like Max Minghella. I liked his.
I love him. I love him.
Yeah, I liked him in this, and I liked the character he played. Even though he was the killer, but again, I get it. And Marisol Nichols, I had to remind James that Marisol Nichols is from Vegas Vacation.
Yeah,
she played Audrey in that version.
Yeah, I know her from Riverdale.
Loved her.
Yeah.
I love Marisol Nichols. I mean, she didn't look too hot in this film, but I mean, she's older. What do you expect? But yeah, so look again, not to drag this out too much longer. I think, especially the later installments of the Saw franchise, I think this movie is definitely better than what we got.
Yeah.
So I give
it a 6 out of 10.
I can say, all right, I give it 6.5. Yeah, I'm in that range with you. 6.5, maybe a 7 on a good day. But like I said, especially in comparison to some of the later installments, I think this wasn't a bad movie. And
I think after 3 and on, they get really bad, and then Spiral picks it back up. So yeah, I'd probably give it a 6-ish. Yeah, 6 to 7. Yeah.
I think we're pretty much all in. The only place we differ, Kitty, is just me and James actually didn't have a problem with the end. Because after the ending happened, me and James looked at each other and said, "Wait, this wasn't a bad ending."
Yeah.
We thought it was good, predictable.
The concept and the thought wasn't bad. Like I said, it was expected, and when stuff is expected, I'm just like, fuck.
I get it.
And you're not the only one, but the other thing is too, you're not the only one, because I watched other non-spoiler reviews for the film before I watched it, and they pretty much said what you said. You know, it was predictable. We knew what it was going to be, and the ending just wasn't strong for them because of that. But I still appreciated the ending. But
otherwise, I mean, I didn't hate the movie.
I wonder where we go from here now. Do we do a direct sequel, or what are we doing with this franchise? And what would you, I guess the way to end this stream really quick, I'll ask you guys, what do you want to see with this? Because, if there's any way to make money, they're going to, and if Twisted Pictures could drag this out even longer, they will. So would you rather them just restart the whole franchise, or just maybe pick up from where we left off?
Well,
maybe.
Yeah, if they restart it, but they're starting it from Chris Rock's character, I guess they could do other things with it. But,
and not even have to be because obviously Samuel Jackson's dead,
Right.
We don't have to dive into that part, but maybe have Chris Rock make a cameo and then like a whole new other story, because he is a cop, and I don't know what they could do with it, but would you want to see a sequel?
Yeah, why not?
As long as it's better?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you're right.
What about you, Kitty?
I mean, I think that now he should be, head police in charge, and probably after this new person, Max.
He's still out.
And probably I don't know. Max is everybody. Did he kill everybody? I mean, I don't know. Did he accomplish what he have to? Maybe his story is done.
Yeah,
Right.
No, you're right. I mean, I think it is.
This is like the book of Saw. So, you know what I mean? Maybe they got other
stories.
There's going to be another chapter. Yeah.
So maybe this chapter's done and they got something else going,
That's why I said, in a sense, you don't have to have Chris Rock's story, but if you wanted to bring him back, like you said, even in the role as captain now, because the captain was killed, and he might be, pretty much
moves up a rank. Yeah.
Almost everybody in that precinct was killed.
Yeah.
So yeah, he might move up, but yeah, you don't I agree with you. You don't necessarily have to even have a sequel to this, because if it's the Book of Saw, then we can have other chapters, which would be cool. Yeah. Different copycats.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, anybody watching this live or at home, let us know what you thought of the film. What do you want from a possible sequel, or do you want another story, or do you think they should just do something different? And I can agree with anyone whether you say you want something different or you want a sequel, because I can see the argument for both.
Or should it be like Fast and Furious and they just let this stuff die?
Or we can do Saw in space.
Saw in space.
Oh my
Saw
God.
in space, because that's where Fast and the Furious is going to be heading soon. So I don't get me started on that franchise. I think it's ridiculous. I would much rather 15 other Saw films over the Fast and the Furious. I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But all right, guys, thank you for joining me. I want to say quick thanks to Kitty. We just got done doing our what if spoiler reviews, and now we are doing this. And James, what do you got coming on your channel? Anything coming up?
We got top 5 favorite mafia films.
Yay!
Where can we catch that? What time and what day?
Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, Moondog Entertainment.
Yeah, guys, that should be a good stream. Kitty, you're going to do that too with us, right?
Yep.
So that's going to be our next group collaboration, obviously on his channel. What I'll do is, I forgot to do it, and James, after we end the stream, I'll go in and I'm going to put a link to his channel on the description to this video. That way you guys can go click it, subscribe to him, follow him. But of course, as well, tune in Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern and, be with us for our top 5 favorite mafia films. I think that's going to be a cool stream with an honorable mention. Don't forget the honorable mention. So we got that to look forward to. So guys, enjoy your weekend. James, be safe this weekend. I was telling Kitty, you got a hurricane coming.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it doesn't ruin anything.
No, it shouldn't. Like I was telling Kitty, it's going to be more Hamptons. It's going to go east of you, so you should be fine. But all right, guys, enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you guys on Monday.
Bye, guys. Be
Bye,
safe, Jane.
guys.